All right, hello, Victoria Wylde here with Sedona Luxury Homes. Today we are going to be doing a driving tour of West Sedona. This is the most residential area of Sedona. I'm gonna go ahead, we're gonna drive around some neighborhoods as if you were sitting in the driver's passenger seat right next to me. So go ahead, buckle up, here we go. All right, so right now we are located in the Safeway parking lot. And let me just make sure I've got this all adjusted here for us. All right, we are off. So we're gonna go ahead and head on out. One thing I will make mention of, since we are in the Safeway parking lot, is West Sedona, as I mentioned, is the most residential area of Sedona. It has 4 grocery stores, Safeway being one of them. So directly ahead of us, you'll see already some great rock formations. That's Thunder Mountain and Chimney Rock. There are a lot of nice trailheads in West Sedona. I'll try to drive us by a couple. And this is gonna be a long tour because it's I would say, geographically, probably the most neighborhoods exist in West Sedona, I wanna say, in terms of residential real estate. So, just across the way is the Wylde Resort and the restaurant Rascals, one of my favorite spots to grab a bite. If you like cocktails, I highly recommend the Stoli Doli. It is delicious. All right. So you have your directions now. We are heading west. There's the McDonald's on the right with the famous turquoise arches. And I'm going to start us out on our tour. It would probably be, well over an hour-long video to do the entirety of West Sedona and all of the neighborhoods. I'm going to start us out in Thunder Mountain Ranch off of Dry Creek Road. And there are many more neighborhoods which you can look at on my channel that are off of Dry Creek. So there is Seven Canyons. I have a video on that on this channel. It's a high-end luxury gated community that is all focused around an incredible golf resort. The Airy is also out on Dry Creek Road as well. There are a couple other neighborhoods, North Slopes, Foothills North, gated luxury neighborhoods. And then there's also some homes along Dry Creek that are not in an HOA, and you're able to just have a great, beautiful property along some of the most picturesque areas in Sedona. So, again, we're heading west right now, and you'll notice as we're heading out of town a little bit here. This is sort of the border, the edge of West Sedona that we're heading to before you hit to Red Rock Loop Road. And Red Rock Loop Road is another one of the areas that you can check out on my channel. It's one of the 5 big areas of Sedona. 1 being Red Rock Loop, 2 West Sedona, 3 Uptown, 4 Chapel, and 5 Village Boat Creek / Big Park. I have videos on all of those you can look at. But if you continue to head west, you would eventually connect to Red Rock Loop Road by taking a left. Uh-oh, somebody's getting a ticket. Okay, so this is Dry Creek that we are turning onto right now. And to the right, you have the local juicery. This up here, right here, is Base Camp. Great little local brewery. It's the same as Sedona Beer Co. It's their West Sedona location. Public library to the left here. And back to the right, that's where the City Hall is and all of the City of Sedona buildings where most of the city staff work. And we have the Arroyo Seco townhomes on the right here. Those are great. Those are going right now in the 700-800s at the time of this video. And then we're gonna tuck into Thunder Mountain Ranch. I have a whole video on Thunder Mountain Ranch, this community. I love this community. It's a fabulous neighborhood in West Sedona. High-end, custom Adobe style, Southwest style homes. It really got built out in the 90s and 2000s, but there is still some new construction. So there's the gate the sign right there. You can see the entrance. And we're just gonna drive the main road here so we can hit other parts of West Sedona. And again, if you want to do a more in-depth tour, I have that on my channel. You can just look through my videos for Thunder Mountain Ranch driving tour. But homes in this neighborhood, I know that's probably, if you're looking at real estate in Sedona, something that is interesting to you, just what the values are. We just sold this house to the left right here. Let me slow down a little bit. For 1,525, we were the list agents on that. And so values are anywhere, I believe one just pended right around 1.2, all the way up to 2 million plus. There's another listing in here right now that's listed for 2.7. And a big part of the values, it depends on the views, the condition of the home, the size, obviously. But as you will see me mention on my channel, views do drive a lot of our values here. So a property that has big red rock views compared to no red rock views could have as much as a $300,000 to $400,000 difference in price. So, okay, I'm going to show you the trailhead. So like I mentioned earlier, there are several trailheads all through West Sedona. One of them being the Thunder Mountain Trailhead, which the residents of this neighborhood really enjoy because you can simply walk to the trailhead and it's a gateway to tens and dozens of miles of hiking trails, I would say. I used to live here actually, and one of my favorite loops is here. So we're leaving Thunder Mountain now, and to the left is the trailhead. So you see the sign right there, that car just passed. That's the Thunder Mountain Trailhead. And now we are entering the Harmony High Park neighborhood. And at the top of Harmony High Park is another subdivision that has a lot of beautiful newer homes with big views because you're at the tippy top, just tucked under Thunder Mountain. Let me see, I think we maybe can drive up there. Let me do that real quick. Detour. Okay, what you'll notice is Harmony High Park, it's one of the only areas in Sedona that's zoned for a combination of single family homes and also manufactured homes. And so manufactured homes right now in this neighborhood, it's a range. Some are selling in the 300s, again, depending on the condition and the size, and big part as well is the age of the home. But then you have all of these really beautiful custom homes sprinkled throughout. And this neighborhood has some of the best views in all of West Sedona, in my opinion. I really just love the views here as you get tucked up closer and closer and closer to Thunder Mountain. Okay, we're doing a fun little detour. So you're really getting to see this neighborhood right now because I don't have a driving tour of this neighborhood currently, so we'll make that part of this video. And this is where it changes into these newer high-end custom homes that are going in. We've got some construction happening right now. There is a listing in here right now listed for 2.6 million. It's 3 million with the lot next door included. It's a gorgeous listing. It's located on Rhapsody and has some of the most jaw-dropping views in all of Sedona. I've shown it multiple times and I'm gonna take you to it right now. So it's this house just ahead of us, and then the vacant lot, I'm gonna put my car, is right there. So again, this is actually Chimney Rock that we're looking at. And then that's the house. And then you have these incredible vistas, Cathedral Rock, Courthouse, the Mogollon Rim, all the way into Uptown. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and go back down. I'll take you a different route. This house in front of us, I believe, was designed by Musa and Associates, or design group. They're kind of the same thing now. Those are two great architects here in Sedona that do a lot of high-end, beautiful homes. And today, because you're curious, I'm sure, of what Sedona's like, it is the beginning of May, 76 degrees out, beautifully sunny. I love living here. It is amazing. This week we did have some rain, some late spring rain and a little bit of a cold snap, but I really liked that. And it's so good for all the plants. Everything is in full bloom right now. It is absolutely gorgeous out. Okay, so we're gonna head, this I believe is going to take us to, we're gonna pass on Andante, and there's another trailhead up on Andante. So let's keep going here. Okay, this is Andante right here. And we're gonna go right and head back to Sanborn. So this road that we're gonna jump back on is the road we started on off of Dry Creek Road. That's Thunder Mountain Road, which transitions to Sanborn. And recently, well, actually not that recent, it was a couple years ago, this wonderful shared use pathway went in, which has been a complete game changer for these neighborhoods. It's such a great area for people to walk and enjoy. It's flat, it's easy. You know, we've got a little bit of elevation change, but this shared use pathway, what I'm saying to the right here, this enlarged sidewalk is just a wonderful conduit that runs from Dry Creek Road all the way to Coffee Pot, which is where we are heading now. Okay. So we're going to come up to this stop sign, and this might be a lot to take in. I'm taking you all over and I'm throwing a lot of words and location markers at you. So this road is Rodeo. This is actually where we started. Down, if you take a right, we go to Safeway. We're gonna go left into Western Hills now. So Western Hills is another subdivision along this corridor. And this neighborhood, there is no HOA. So there's a lot of rentals in here, a lot of different styles of home. We've got Thunder Mountain right in front of us. I love this part, this drive, it's incredible. And then Chimney Rock is over to the left. Values in this neighborhood range. I want to say we had a recent sale just under $1 million, and then another recent sale over, I think it was 2,250,000. So the values, you know, do span quite a bit. Again, age, location. The newer, higher priced home was the 2 million sale was a brand new construction 5-bedroom home. Again, very built out in the 90s and 2000s. You have great trail access here, and as we come around this bend, you're going to see the Coffee Pot rock formation right in front of us. I love Coffee Pot. It's one of my favorite rocks in all of Sedona. And then this is Sugarloaf, also in front of us. And this is probably one of the most famous hikes in all of West Sedona. People loved going up to the top of Sugarloaf. It's pretty short, it's pretty punchy, gets your heart beating, and then the views, you have incredible views that you just see every single rock formation here in Sedona when you're at the top. Okay, so we're up at the top. This is Rodeo, and now we're gonna go down Farmer Brothers. And I love this neighborhood. I love all the street names here. So we have Rodeo, Farmer Brothers. This is Corral. I'll point them out to you. Let me see. This one is Lariat. And then I want to say this one is Buckboard. Yep. And there's a couple others that are called Ranch, Homestead, Windmill. Right in front of us is that $2.25 million sale that just happened. And then to the left, right here, let me just show you with my little finger, doot, doot, doot. There is a social trail that connects you over to the Teacup Trailhead. So the Teacup Trailhead is a fabulous trailhead. You, again, total gateway. You can hop on all the trails of Soldiers Pass, or you can connect over to the Thunder Mountain Trailhead via Andante. And real quick, we are now transitioning. This is a different neighborhood, different subdivision. This is Coffee Pot. So this is the Coffee Pot subdivision. Homes are a little older in this subdivision, a little bit, or quite a bit smaller, I would say as well, different price point. I'm gonna turn left. We're back on Sanborn. And then I'm going to take you into Coffee Pot. So Coffee Pot, again, no HOA, rentals allowed at the time of this video. Big allure here, price point wise, we are quite a bit lower. So I want to say, let me think of, well, we've got a property up here that just pended for, and that was the list price on that was $825,000. There have been some other sales in this neighborhood in the 7s, in the 8s. I'm trying to think if there's been anything in the 9s that has sold here recently. I don't think so. But you really, with this neighborhood, you just cannot beat the trailhead accessibility. Views are not super strong, I would say, for most homes in this neighborhood. But again, it's a price point piece as well, because if the views were, you know, had these huge red rock views, the price point would be quite a bit higher. But I love this neighborhood. It's very charming. It's very old Sedona. Houses in the 60s and 70s were built, are mainly here, 80s I would say as well. And it's a combination of rentals, a combination of locals. It's a great neighborhood. Okay, so this road is called Hills because I think it's the steepest road in all of Sedona. We don't have a lot of steep terrain, but it doesn't look that bad on camera, but it's pretty steep when you're walking it. So I live in West Sedona. I actually live in the neighborhood that we just in Western Hills at the time of this video, and I love it. I love this whole area, but my goal is to live, because I love real estate and I love homes. My goal is to live in every part of Sedona at some point in my life, because I just think each area has so much to offer and it's very unique. Okay, we're going to turn right here onto Arbuckle. This house to the right on Arbuckle just sold $699, I want to say. And we're going to jump back on to Sanborn. There's another neighborhood across the way. Mix of older and newer homes, I would say. So just trying to get you a general sense of West Sedona. Again, if you want to look at real estate, give me a call. Actually, send me an email. That's usually best. Send me an email or give me a call. And would love to, go ahead, take you around and show you properties, talk to you about real estate here. I've got a whole team that I work with, including my husband, my mom, my brother. We are all agents in Sedona. And we love helping people move here because we were in your shoes not too long ago. Okay, so now we are coming into a new neighborhood that I'm going to go left. This is very seat of the pants, as you can tell. I'm just taking you around, trying to show you as much as possible. The new neighborhood we're in is called Sedona West. And let me think of how I would differentiate. So Western Hills, 90s and 2000s, coffee pot, smaller and a little bit older, but great trail access. That one right there is listed right now for $1,495, I want to say. They just did a price reduction. So this neighborhood, let me think, Western Hills. It's a mix of homes. So there's actually a lot of really neat older homes in this neighborhood from the 60s, from the 70s, and then there's some newer construction as well. So I would say it's kind of a mix of the last two neighborhoods, and value-wise, we're in a bigger value range. So probably from, I want to say 800s. I've seen, I think, a property sold in the last 6 months here in the 800s, all the way up to $2 million. I'm going to drive you by actually a house that just closed for $2 million. This house up here on the left with the big trees. It doesn't look like a ton of house from the front, but it's a beautiful Madole. And when I say Madole is very well known in Sedona. That is our premier, or was, he has since passed away, our premier mid-century architect. And it's a fabulous house. It just sold, I want to say, just at $2 million. So we're heading south now, and directly in front of us, that mesa that you see in the distance, that is Airport Road. So Airport is, it's not a commercial, it's not a big, huge airport. There's no commercial airlines at the time of this video. It's mostly private. It's not a super busy airport. There's a wonderful restaurant up there called Mesa Grill that you can go grab a bite or a drink, and again, you've got great views, just like you do pretty much everywhere in Sedona. There's not a bad view. Okay. So Sedona West, there are a lot of rentals in here. I want to say no HOA, but I would say buyer to verify. There's been a little bit of controversy around that in this neighborhood. I think that's been cleared up with some old CC&Rs. If you're interested in this neighborhood, we can talk about it, and I can tell you the whole history of it, and what's been kind of going down here. But there are quite a few rentals that people manage and rent out right now. All right. Okay, so this is Mountain Shadows that we are turning, and right now we are heading back down to 89A. I'm going to take you to the next neighborhood over, which, and you'll notice, so if you look at a map of Sedona, we have not been on the main road, 89A, this whole time. And I've taken you through 5 neighborhoods so far. The next neighborhood we're going to go to is called Mission Hills. And that's another really nice neighborhood with all kinds of different homes, great views, great location. Value-wise, let me think. That house that back there just sold for $995, I want to say. This one with the Enterprise truck in front of it just sold for $1,300 and some change. And there is, my understanding, no HOA here. You can do rentals. We own an investment property in this neighborhood actually and rent it out. You've got just, again, look at these views. It's incredible. I'm going to take you to the tippy top, the end of the cul-de-sac here, and then we'll turn around and we'll go to Posse Grounds. And I'll drive you all through there, because Posse Grounds is a huge, in my opinion, selling feature of West Sedona. So again, value-wise, I don't think anything in this neighborhood has sold over 2. This is more 1.1, 1.2. This house up here just sold for 1.1, and it did need a good bit of work. The house at the end of this cul-de-sac we're gonna go to just sold, I want to say, right around $895, with a moving truck. Look at that! Welcome to Sedona. All right, you're gonna love it. So I'm going to connect the dots for you here. Beyond this gray house, just behind this gray house, we have Posse Grounds, which is where we're heading next. And so these houses border Posse Grounds. There's pros and cons to that. They're at night, Posse Grounds, the lights do come on, and there's soccer fields, and it's just an amazing place to hang out. The middle school is up there. There's soccer fields, pickleball, tennis, pool. It's great. It's a community hub here in Sedona. In the summertime, they have these wonderful free summer concerts. And if you see this venue, when you come to Sedona and see it in person, you'll be amazed that these concerts are free because the views are just out of this world. The city bought some of the most incredible land there, and they've made it a wonderful spot for our community, which I really appreciate. So, and again, this might be a lot to take in on video. I would say everything is the feedback that my clients always give me when they visit me in person and we look at homes together or land is that they say, wow, this is so much more incredible in person than the videos. And I'm like, I know, I do my best trying to show you videos, but there is nothing like the real deal. So come visit Sedona, check it out. We have an amazing 4-season climate that is mild and perfect in my opinion. I grew up in Florida and then lived in Colorado for a little while, and neither of those two places, it was one was too hot, one was too cold. Sedona's perfect. It gets a little hot in the summer, people ask me about that, but hey, that's when you want to go plan a trip somewhere. So you get out of the heat for a little while, you come back, and then it's over. The seasons are never too long here, and it's never too extreme. Okay, so the gray house on the left, that's just behind this bus, that's the house next to the gray house here. The gray house is right there. That was the house we were just at, that I showed you is backing to Posse Grounds. We have a really wonderful little park here, soccer fields, everything. Look how adorable. Love it. And so I'm not just showing you all the amenities, like all the real estate in West Sedona. I want to just show you everything. And it's so hard, again, this is a big area, to capture this all in video. What I would say the benefits of living in West Sedona, because I know you're probably interested in that, the pros and the cons. So the pros, there's never really that much traffic in West Sedona compared to the Chapel neighborhood. Chapel, you do get some congestion, and same factor with Uptown as well. The great restaurants, all the grocery stores are in West Sedona, except for Clark's, which is in the village of Oak Creek. But in terms of the day-to-day living aspect, I think it's just very accessible and never too busy feeling. And again, if you live on the north side of 89A, which is where I've taken you for this video, you never have to actually get on 89A, or well, you would, but it would be like a short little stint if if it was ever really busy and there was traffic or an accident or something. So, okay, there's an amphitheater to the right. Let me just, can't really see much from here, but that's the amphitheater. And then I'm gonna go around. Okay. All right. So this road takes us, so real quick, the middle school is to the left. That's what all the cars are for. And the pickleball courts are over there. The pool is over there. I'm going to drive you by the dog park real quick. So here's the dog park. There's a little sign for the dog park. And there's, I think, a big dog and a small dog park, if I remember correctly. I haven't had a dog in a couple of years, but we are getting a dog later this year because I love dogs. And I miss not having a dog. So here is the dog park and the parking for the dog park. Can't really see much, but this is where it is. And then Soldiers Pass, let me take you up and down Soldiers Pass real quick before I have to get to my next appointment. We have an inspection I have to get to. So, Soldiers Pass, welcome to Soldiers Pass. Soldiers Pass is probably one of the most famous roads in all of Sedona, has the highest concentration of multi-million-dollar homes. And I should just do a whole video. I actually will do a whole video. So perhaps by the time you see this video, I will have made another video for Soldiers Pass, because there are quite a few neighborhoods along Soldiers Pass. There's a gated neighborhood called Casa Contenta. But most of them are not gated. So there's Shadow Estates, Shadow Circle. There's quite a few different subdivisions up here. What Soldiers Pass is most famous for, I would say, is the Soldiers Pass Trailhead, which is probably it's probably not as famous as Devil's Bridge, but Soldiers Pass, you'll see all the hikers here to the right. It's one of the top hikes in Sedona. But, oops, hang on. Got my air conditioning on blast here. The neighborhoods here, though, they've implemented a shuttle system where now if you want to go hike, I believe it's on the weekends, Thursday to Sunday, there's a shuttle that shuttles people back and forth to the trailhead, which is it's in a very residential area, so you'll see why that is something that really the neighborhood did not want, was people, that many people coming in and out on the weekends. It did get pretty congested here. But let me just show you one quick neighborhood before I take you to the trailhead. So this house right here just sold for $3.2. The house on the left up here, I don't know how much you can really see on the camera, but I was a list agent on that. That sold for $2,250. They're doing a lot of beautiful work to it right now and making it incredible. And then I recently sold 130 Shadow Rock. Check that out. It's on my channel as well. We sold that one recently for $3.8. It's a masterpiece. It's an incredible, incredible home. Again, Design Group did the remodel on that, and it felt like a museum, like a work of art. It is incredible. That's Coffee Pot right in front of us. I call it Soaring Eagle, which is the Native American name from this angle here, because it does not look like a coffee pot to me. It looks like a soaring eagle. But from the other directions we were at, it more is like a coffee. It definitely looks more like a coffee pot, a percolator. Okay. So this road is Shadow Rock that we are going around right now. And the home behind us, just so you have a value understanding, that sold for I want to say 1.2 million and a little bit of change within the last year. Great house. Needed a little bit of remodeling, but it was a great house. Okay. And I would say in Sedona, you know, it's really, I think, what can be challenging about buying a home here is you really should hone in, I think, on the location that you want, and then we work to find the home. And it's challenging to find all of the right pieces that really fit, you know, the perfect home, the perfect location, the view that you want. And so because Sedona was really built out in the 90s and in the 2000s, some of the homes do tend to be more on the dated, older side. And if you have the ability or the bandwidth or the gumption to take on a remodel, you can really create something special. But not everybody wants to do that, and I completely understand. All right, so this is the trailhead right there. And as you can see, no parking. They want you to use the shuttle, which I completely understand. And I'm going to end this video here right now because that concludes. There is so much more to see. Let me grab this real quick. There is so much more to see in West Sedona, but that would take absolutely hours on YouTube, and I'm not sure you have the patience for that. But if you do want to come look at homes or consider Sedona, shoot me an email, give me a call. All of my information is down below. Would love to help you find the perfect property here in Sedona. It's an incredible place to live. This is Victoria Wylde with Sedona Luxury Homes. If you're here, thank you for sticking with me to the end. Have a beautiful day and see you on the trails.